Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy. And if you do, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you stay up to date on further content. Julian True, and welcome to Shadowstar. I'm Captain Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and this is a Starship Intelligence Review video. So I guess I should also welcome you to the fleet base, the fleet that I'm with. Section 31 Delta Force. Kind of appropriate. My higher ups in Section 31 have given me clearance to discuss a new ship that is going to be made available to the entirety of the fleets. If you're within the right areas, you could command this ship. Though this ship is a subject of both pride and shame to Section 31. It comes at a point in our weakness, but I guess at a point of our strength too. Whoops, sorry, I can't seem to stand right now. Mostly because of something under my foot. Move! Silly things like that aside. Silliness indeed, actually. This ship is one of those designs where it is both ugly and yet unique. Elegant. Bulbous? It's a weird bit of an oxymoron ship, but hey. You can poke a lot of holes into it. But without further ado, allow me to introduce a ship that, in my universe, its swarm brought an agony thrill that took one too many friends. Well, in this universe, it is simply known as the Section 31 Battlecruiser. You can see why I needed authorization to talk about this ship. I know she's old, but even now she's got some potential to her. And she's been refitted to the cause so that she functions well in this new time period. She is a Special Requisitions Choice Pack Tier 6 promotion ship, meaning that you must open promotional R&D boxes and I believe duty officer boxes? Yep. Research and development packs and duty officer packs can be opened to be potentially dropping either 10 lobby or a Tier 6 promotion ship choice pack that will allow you to get access to this ship among other ships. Other ships being the Jellyfish, the Freedom Class, Discovery, D7 and Constitution, the Anomaks, the Lachis, Jem'Hadar. There's a lot. There is a lot of ships in this. A lot of very good ships, and that's the question. Does it compare well against them? So what we're looking at here is a interesting, very sharp-edged ship. I don't know if you guys are fans of this sort of shape. Clearly it's pulling a Kelvin universe with the front of its saucer, because for some reason this ship also needs to have a massive amount of void space sitting in the front. But we'll discuss void space later. The ship is a Tier 6 Federation and Federation aligned only starship. To me, this is critically bad because of what it's in. Being limited to just a Federation just doesn't sound right to me. Especially since, why do we care in this time period? It's not like the whole rest of the Klingon Empire and the Romulans don't know about this ship. To fly her, you simply need to pass the tutorial, of course. She's a leveling Tier 6 ship with a hull modifier of 1.4 and a shield modifier of 1.2. Pretty impressive, but at the same time, not really. See, for a battlecruiser, that's quite tough, but well, there are other ships in this pack that either equal it or I want to say surpass it in some manner. she is admittedly stronger, currently stronger than the Kelvin Dreadnought, Intel Dreadnought, so it's nice to see this Section 31 is surpassing another Section 31 ship. You can see that she's going to be a bit tough and take some damage. She has 5 forward weapons, 3 aft weapons, giving her a great displacement for anyone using forward attack biased arcs, dual beams and dual cannons. 4 device slots, what you'd expect on a battlecruiser. A base turn rate though of 8.5. This is a little bit low to be taking advantage of its full weapon abilities, but it does have enough console positions to help counter this, and there are other ways you can bring turn rate up. Impulse modifier is a 0.125. Hey, it's the same size motorcycle that you can ride in this country on a provisional license. Well, 0.125, not such a bad impulse modifier. Inertia rating of 35. I'm not sure where you guys land on this, but personally like that to be a bit higher. Plus 15 to weapon settings, plus 5 to engines, showing that this ship is a maneuverable and aggressive ship. Except she's not. Yet. We will get into the yet part in a little bit. The first thing I'm going to state though, from what we've seen of her stats so far, is she's very much a promotion ship version of the Voudoir Astrika battlecruiser at this point. For those that don't know, the Voudoir Astrika does have the same issues. It's great weapon layout, good armor, low turn rate. However, the Astrika has a console that helps it out. This ship has a console that helps it out. So we can keep these things in mind. She will be able to be loaded out with the dual cannons, as mentioned before. She comes with dark mode, just like the original Section 31 Discovery era Starship. She also has a new mode known as Swarmer mode. More on that in a little bit. Comes with the inspirational abilities of being a command ship. Not entirely sure why I think of this. The fact that she's a command ship, she's an intel ship, so let's hope these are in combination. Speaking of, her bridge officer positions are a Lieutenant Commander Tactical, an Ensign Engineering, a Commander Engineering Command position, Lieutenant Universal Intel, so yes, okay, we've got that good combination of Command and Intel together going on there, and a Lieutenant Commander Universal. Sorry, Lieutenant Universal Intel. I slipped up a little bit there. Just rehash that. Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Ensign Engineering, Commander Engineering Command, Lieutenant Universal Intelligence, Lieutenant Commander Universal. Not bad. I actually approve of these bridge officer positions. They're relatively good, give you some good flexibility with the ship. There's plenty of opportunity to go high DPS output, plenty on the tank, and I would say quite a substantial level for support. However, claiming no science straight away means one of those universals are science. Okay, this is almost not really fitting considering this is an intel ship, but that's fine. This bit's a little insane though. 4 tactical consoles, 5 engineering consoles, and 2 science consoles. So we have a very naff point here, a sort of niche weak spot to this starship. As far as direct tactical DPS goes, she's good. As far as tanking goes, she's very good. As far as support goes, she's niche. And science DPS, again, she's going to be a bit niche. Not really falling too well into where you would want to go for, like, drain builds. This, I don't know if I want to be too against this right now, but I'm not sure on these stats. When I look at it, I see some very strong areas for this starship. But it's like she fits very great into some areas, and then she's excessively poor in another. If you did break it down to just the tank, DPS and support, then I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but having said that, it's a 2 out of 3, not quite, more like 1.5 out of 3. Okay, let's get a better look at what she can do. So her console, forged turncoat. The Section 31 Command Heavy Battlecruiser comes equipped with the forged turncoat universal console. Activating this console will fire a stream of nanites at a target. Upon infecting it, the nanites will override its normal targeting, causing it to attack its former allies. While it attacks its former allies, its damage output will be significantly increased, and the effect of the nanites, when the effect of the nanites wear off, the ship will be disabled for a short duration. So this is basically a confuse and disable. Good combination console going on there. It's not really say how strong it is exactly in its main duration. I would imagine you're looking at something like 15 to 30 seconds. I can think of other consoles that do this slightly better, but this is still a very useful one. It has this additional passive bonus of critical severity boosting and weapon power boosting, so this is exceptionally good, making the forged turncoat a very, very dominant DPS console. So far, this ship is sitting excessively in DPS parameters, and also sitting there with the tanks. Shield and hull tank, no problem. Tactical DPS, no problem. Everything else is a bit meh at. Starship trait is the secret mission. While this trait is slotted, every several seconds in combat, you'll receive a secret mission to take out a nearby enemy. When that foe gets out of range or is defeated, you will acquire a new marked foe for your secret mission. The marked foe is less resistant to you, and when defeated, a swarm of Section 31 attack drones will swarm and hunt down the other targets. Okay, so secret mission trait is kind of good yet bad. It's going to be awkward in a situation where you're fighting numerous ships. This is because with it being every several seconds, it's not really holding on to one target. This is an issue. It means you can't focus your fire onto a single target and decimate this enemy because it's changing too frequently. By the time you go for an all-procced full output attack on your target, it may have swapped to a new target, and that could be an issue, possibly causing you to miss out on procs. Secondly, this means that there's not a 100% guarantee that you can definitely take advantage of the swarm of Section 31 attack drones. However, in a one-on-one encounter, or one-on-two, one-on-three encounter, pushing a boat there at 1-on-3, this will be highly effective and very strong. This will be because it will be much easier for you to keep track of your secret mission, your secret target, allowing you to have a much higher chance of taking them out. Well, with directed fire, if you're someone trying to do it via things like gravity well, red matter well, you're going to find that you're going to miss still, and that's where this trait is it is good, but it's also bad. It's a very dependent on how quickly you can adjust target. And if you're anything like me, or a lot of the STO streamers and YouTubers that I watch, I've found keeping track of your target isn't necessarily an easy thing to do, especially when you try to target your specific chosen target it doesn't want to lock. This could be an issue. For those wondering about the innate ability dark mode, on screen you get to see what it is. It's essentially, well, ever heard of the science skill mask energy signatures? Yeah, it's that. It's the science skill mask energy signatures. So I'm not sure dark mode is that great of a thing. It's good, it's highly effective. What it does is it gives the ship the ability to massively boost its stealth, rendering you invisible to any nearby sensors. However, this boost comes at a risk. Your shields are offline. Voila. Oh, guess what? Cloak. Yeah, no kidding. You're cloaked. The big difference between this and mask energy signatures is mask energy signatures keeps your cloak on. Sorry, keeps your shields online. This is similar to cloaking, but I do believe you're more detectable. Can't say dark mode is something I think is great on this ship. Now, if you equip this ship with an actual cloaking device, perhaps better. Now here comes the real questionable one. The newest innate ability, Swarm Mode. This vessel has built-in Swarm Mode, which when activated, hundreds of fighter vessels pour out of your ship and fire at everything hostile that approaches you. The number of these drones will frequently peel off from your main swarm to attack large vessels that approach you. In essence, it is like having two hangars. You have one hangar constantly on intercept mode and one hangar on the attack mode. One bet is going out attacking those ships coming towards you. The other one is making sure nothing gets close enough to harm you. Where will this swarm mode be good? Mostly this swarm mode will be useful when it comes to taking on heavy plasmas, tricol devices, mines, anything like that. This will protect you from. Great, that's an absolutely great thing about swarm mode. Big weakness though, while swarm mode is activated, although your maneuverability, what was I saying about the Vadraj Streaker? Even though your ability to maneuver is increased, there is a small price to hull capacity. Now, if this small price is like the price to hull capacity you have when you separate saucer for the Galaxy class, or go into a multi-vector assault mode on the Prometheus, then yes, that is something you can work with, especially considering the maneuverability is going to help protect you. Swarm mode cannot be activated while in dark mode, and there is probably one big question I've got to say past this. Look at how it appears. Is there anything else we need to worry about? Overall, it seems like a very effective and strong ability. It's going to protect you, it's going to help attack oncoming targets. It's basically an additional output and damage. How high will this damage be? Well, we'll have to run some tests to find out on that one. Is it something worth focusing on? Depends. These swarms, do they count as pets? Can you boost their damage with your pet boosting? Do they boost in damage based on your own ship's overall outgoing damage? They say no point that these swarms are able to fire any weapons or anything like that, so I'm going to imagine no, which means these are probably counting fully as kinetic damage. Can you boost these with kinetic damage boosting? What kind of kinetic damage boosting are they? Are they physical? Because if it's physical damage, you can't use standard kinetic damage boosting. There was a lot of questions that I have for swarm mode, and I imagine until this ship is released and we actually have someone properly testing this ship out, it's going to be one of those ones where we raise a lot of questions. For those wanting a bit of fun though with this ship and its Admiralty stats, it will be a 58 engineering, 27 science and 41 tactical. Special ability is plus 35 to engineering when alone. What do you say about this ship? I'm really awkward on this ship, and I hate to say it, because what I want to be honest with you guys is, and let's be honest, she's not bad, but she is. Visually speaking, I'm looking at this ship and thinking, damn, that's hideous. And then the second I'm thinking, damn, that's awesome. Do you see my issue here? I like her streamed arrow-headed strike shape. Even if for time period it's not exactly fitting, because we don't really go for this sharp angle edge until we're getting to first contact era. I'm thinking, no, even first contact era is still following a few of the more rounded saucers. It's only really the Intrepid class, the Sovereign class, and the Prometheus class that all took on the more arrow-headed saucer shape. Okay, flocking on the side, we have 4 nacelle design, very nice sleek nacelles, very nice sleek sort of shape and pylons to it. I do find it hilarious how when this goes into dark mode, it looks almost Stargazer-ish with the way it lines out its nacelles. Interesting to say. But beyond that, the only thing I really want to say is, why don't we get this one first? Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. As much as I think this ship is excessively bulbous underneath, following the full profile of this ship is not actually that bad. It is kind of ironically a saucer sitting on top of a secondary hull with no neck. And if you keep that in mind, it's not actually bulbous underneath, but it's just my eyes don't seem to like it. Maybe it's reminding me a bit too much of the Chimera class, and that's a ship I don't like the look of. I also have an issue with void spacing. Like, I like the JJ Connie. Sorry, the JJ... I forgot his name! The Vengeance class from the JJ universe. Even with its void spacing, but I also have to add that this void spacing actually looks better. It seems to fit in with the profile of the ship better. My only real issue comes in once you drop down to this ship's... well, look at what happens when that swarm breaks away. It can't just be me that thinks that is a extreme amount of void space going on there. I like the ship, but I don't. Will I be recommending trying to get this ship? Maybe? But personally speaking, I feel like this is one of those ships where it's going to come down to your tastes. As far as ability goes, she's pretty damn good. She is a good ship. As far as versus other ships go, she's a bit meh. You see, the issue I have with her is the fact that there are other ships that are just as good as her, and she's a promotional ship. Her swarm mode is a big boost up if the swarm mode turns out to be good, something useful or worthwhile. However, if this swarm mode tends to be very niche, then, like I've said before, the Ri'shad Battlecruiser, the Kelvin Vengeance Dreadnought, these ships are all going to turn out to be equal to, if not better, especially when built right. She is very much a DPS starship or a tank. She will do shield tanking and hull tanking great, and she will do tactical DPS pretty well. But she has vulnerabilities in support, and she has vulnerabilities in science DPS. Now this is my big question. This whole second aspect that's been sort of dropped off to make the other two relatively good doesn't feel like they're good enough to have the other side dropped as much as it is. Well, what do you guys think? I would love to hear what you think on this starship, whether you'll be trying to get it or not. Personally, I won't be trying to get it from the lockbox, or sorry, the R&D prize packs or duty officer packs. I will personally be trying to get the EC together so I can purchase it from the exchange, and that's the only way I'm going to risk getting this ship. She's interesting. We'll see what people think of her. If I was going to score her right now, if I was going to score her from what I can see, she would only get a 7 out of 10 from me. But this is because I like my ships to be relatively versatile in all areas, with one exceptional zone. Not really pushing two, not really making one of them great as a result, and having weak spots. That's my own little gripe on the ship though. She looks interesting. What do you guys think? I'm withering on a little bit too much here, so let's wrap it up. I'm sorry, my brain's now fuzzed. Too much computing. Maybe an AI is in my head. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for sticking around to the very end of this video. It's been a little bit longer than planned, mostly because I whittle on too much. But your support is greatly appreciated. And to my generous donators and Patreons, to you guys for your very generous support, a massive thank you. For anyone wishing to help support this channel or want to keep up to date on the stuff that I'm working on, then please check out the description below. The two forms of support are listed there, as well as our social medias. Come along and follow us on Twitter or join us on Discord. Come along, Discord is probably the best area, as you will never miss a single video. You'll be able to see when the second Shadow Star channel is putting out videos. You will never miss a stream. You'll be able to join in with all of the crew conversations. And furthermore, you can share your own screenshots and video clips and get yourself possibly shared off in a video. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, remember, context is for kings. Live long and prosper, my friends. Ciao for now.